at 4:15. The peer is no longer on the phone with the son. We don't have contact with him, right? So he could be somewhere in the parking lot at the Taco Bell or whatever road in between.
16910 means we got shots fired at 4:15 at the Route 291. Sounded like an automatic firearm.
Copy. Code red at 169 Sam Easy. Have shots fired.
179 Sam Easy is coming from upstairs in the Mandalay Bay. Upstairs in Mandalay Bay, halfway up. I see the shots coming from Mandalay Bay. Halfway up. We have an active shooter. We have an active shooter inside the fairgrounds.
Control, this is CP, just advising there are people down on stage left.
Okay, now how about 415A coming in? And that is an open line with a female saying there's a shooting.
Control, that is correct. Shots fired from Mandalay Bay. There's many people down, stage left. Just be advised.
790 right. I'm going to pull this truck to Mandalay Bay and the Boulevard. I need 5 officers on me.
From
Mandalay Bay, it's getting a little bit more space.
Control 3 Mary, we need the Boulevard shut down north and southbound. Russell Road, Domingo.
Mary, cleaning route. We got that.
Control 3 Mary, we got an officer shot. Mandalay Bay northbound.
I'm inside the Mandalay Bay on the 31st floor. I can hear the automatic fire coming from one floor ahead. One floor above us.
Copy. Is there a unit down?
Just be advised, it is automatic fire. Fully automatic fire from an elevated position. Take cover.
That's correct. It's fully automatic fire. I'm right below it.
We're just north of Mandalay Bay Drive, east of the Boulevard. We got about 40 to 50 people. We're pinned against this wall. Right. We're taking gunfire. It's going right over our heads. There's debris coming over our heads. Okay, we can't worry about victims. We need to stop the shooter before we have more victims. Anybody have eyes on this shooter? About 15 floor on the Mandalay Bay, facing a whole lot. Control 3 way on the right, UMC. One officer shot. UMC crew.
Can you advise who was shot? Can any unit advise the officer that's been
67 SE. We have multiple victims shot fired right at the medical tent. We got one shot in the head.
Hey, officers, please stay calm. Just relax. We're trying to get this set up. Okay, just stay calm.
Control, see if we can contact Mandalay Bay, have them shut down their elevators so he can't get mobile, and we can take the stairs and block all the stair exits. Control 224, go ahead and start getting all the in-the-box squads rallied to South Central Area Command. Let's make that the CP for now, and we'll update as we go.
596, give me a target from another area command at South Central. Start putting together teams and then sending them to us.
Control, I got 2 victims at gate 6. Gunshot wounds to the chest and head. I need immediate medical.
Control, 35. I haven't seen any flashes from Mandalay, but if it is coming from Mandalay, there is a strobe light coming from one of those windows on the east side.
Oh, shit.
Set up a perimeter, Tropicana and Russell, and lock a good outer perimeter down, as well as evacuating these victims. We need a perimeter now.
Control 656, I'm arriving at Trop in the Boulevard now. I will establish our CP here.
656.
NHP to shut down the I-15 off-ramp to Tropicana, please.
Control 3942, I'm in the stairwell on the 32nd floor. Control 159 SE, I need the radio, please. I'm on the 32nd floor. The room is going to be 135, break. It's room 135 on the 32nd floor. I need to SWAT.
Just confirming that is the Mandalay Bay.
Do it.
Just confirming it is the Mandalay Bay, 32nd floor, room 135.
That is affirmed. We have a 4-man element to the very end of the hall. Control
We just spoke with security at Mandalay Bay. They're saying they have shots fired on 29 and 32nd levels.
Control 3 Mary 19, we're coming out on the 32nd floor. Just advise the other officer.
All units be advised 3 Mary 19 is coming out on the 32nd floor.
182 SE. We have a security officer also shot in the leg on the 32nd floor. He's standing by the elevator. And we have a 4-man team up here, and we have another element coming to us. So we're going to have about 8 on the 32nd floor. We will need the 29th floor. It sounds like it's confirmed there are at least 2 shooters with fully automatic weapons.
Control 715 Zebra. Get somebody into a camera room and see if we can get cameras watching that 29 and 32nd floor.
Please advise all units to have their vehicles locked. People are going into it trying to grab shotguns.
All units, make sure your vehicles are locked. Citizens are trying to grab shotguns.
I have a team at the convention center entrance. We're slowly moving into the casino.
592, we're clearing the 29th floor. Control 3 Mary 15. We have an 8-man element clearing the casino floor, and we have 1 SWAT unit moving up to the 32nd floor right now. 157 SC, I've got a 5-man team on the casino floor.
3 Mary 14, 2-man unit into the hallway, covering the stairwell, 32nd floor.
Control Air 5, we've been able to clear all the lower roof. There are employees on the upper roof, and there's like a break area up there. The lower roofs, especially on the east side, have all been cleared.
Control 720, I have 2 strike teams. We're bounding across the boulevard, making our way into Mandalay Bay on foot. Control 590K, we started clearing just at the 29th floor and up. So the floors below that need to be cleaned up. We just moved up here based on the intel.
Control 224 IC, confirming I have casualties at Alibaba and Giles east of the Catholic Shrine, as well as in the Mandalay Bay. So we have 2 scenes.
We need more.
167 is easy. I need some units at Reno and Tropicana. We might have a possible. I'm out. Sure, I need more units. I'm out here by myself.
Need more units to Reno and Tropicana. We have a possible.
1095, I have a 5-man team going to floor 2.
751. Most of the casino floor up to the Delano has been cleared. We're still getting employees out, but my team's been through here for the last 25 minutes.
Just let me know we're making entry on the floor 32, so when you see us coming.
Anthony, you need to be careful of booby traps. Are you coming up the stairwell or are you coming up the elevator?
We're in the stairwell on the 300 side.
Stand by right there. There's a SWAT officer on his way down to the stairwell. Wait for him. Negative. We have the hallway contained. The room where the shots were fired from. It is contained right now. If you can avoid coming through those doors, please do. I have multiple rifles and plenty of officers. Just hold that stairwell, and we'll wait on the Zebra team for the plan. We are on 31. We are holding at the stairs that dump into 32.
744-792, we're going up to the 2nd floor at the shops at Mandalay Bay. The shops at Mandalay Bay, we're coming up to the 2nd floor, 744.
We're going to start establishing certain roles. First, we're going to have a casualty collection point at Trop and the Boulevard. I will get you somebody to liaison with that here in just a moment, but Trop and the Boulevard is the casualty collection point. The next role we're going to assign is a containment. We're going to contain around Mandalay Bay. I will get you a lieutenant for that in just a moment.
224 IC 656. I am at the Boulevard and Trop. I can fill that position for you.
Copy that. Thank you, Sergeant.
I have strike teams available. I need to know where I need to deploy them.
I have security with me, a SWAT officer, and about 8 officers with me in the stairwell, right outside the suspect.
Control Zebra 20, we are at the end of the hall. We are going to be peeking out into the hallway. Those officers that are down the hall, we need to acknowledge so we don't have a crossfire. 335 Zebra 677 Victor. I have the hallway of the suspect's room on the 32nd floor.
Whoever is responding to New York from the patrol side, I need somebody to get into the cameras to verify whether this is a diversion break. I have 3 Metro SWAT teams that are basically assembled. 2 are going up the tower. 1 is heading over to New York, so we don't completely split our forces. Break.
Okay, now I'm getting information of an active shooter at Tropicana.
Has advised bomb squad to deal with the issue over there at Luxor, reference the 445 device. And I've got FBI SWAT, Henderson SWAT, and North Las Vegas SWAT en route to our staging area.
And just be advised now there's an active shooter at the Tropicana, active shooter at Tropicana.
Patrol 363, be advised we're getting multiple calls of active shooters at multiple locations. May or may not be diversions, so officers are aware.
648 Paul David. I'm outside Tropicana. We're not hearing any 434s. This could be a diversion.
And sit on the suspect's door. I need everybody in that hallway to be aware of it and get back. We need to pop this and see if we get any type of response from this guy to see if he's in here or if he's actually moved out somewhere else.
Copy. All units on the 32nd floor. SWAT has explosive breach. Everyone in the hallway needs to move back. All units move back.
Breach.
Copy. Agents to be advised there's 2 shots fired in the park area of New York, New York. Now they're also saying one at Aria.
Control 654, so far New York is clear. Negative shot fired.
749, we're sending 2 teams in Excalibur right now, based on the earlier detail.
Control 374. I got medics reporting that they're getting shot at in Tropicana.
Units to be advised
4, we have a strike team available. Send them to the Tropicana.
we need a strike team to the Tropicana.
Already en route. Announce yourself if you're going there.
CP, Marytown 1, we can head to the Trop if you need us.
Control 374, Convention Center 25, strike team already en route to the Tropicana.
We need the air clear for Zebra 20. They have 1 suspect down inside the room. Zebra 20 has 1 suspect down inside the room. Copy.
166. We made contact inside the Tropicana. They are reporting negative shots fired.
792. I got my team. It's an 8-man element. We are at the Michael Jackson Theater. 1,000 people inside. We're going to protect this theater.
Can you confirm location of suspect down, please?
Zebra 20 is saying there's 1 down inside the room.
7 Victor, there's 1 down, 32nd floor, Mandalay Bay.
Is that room 135?
That's affirmative. 1 suspect down in 135, 432, Mandalay Bay. I have the floor.
020. We have another explosive breach is going on into an adjoining room. That's where we're at with the suite. The breach is going off here in about 5 seconds.
Copy. Venus advised another explosive breach going off side 135, Mandalay Bay, room floor 32.
Control 656, we have reports of shots fired from the Tropicana Hotel.
D22, we are at the Tropicana. There is no shots fired here.
Shots fired at Tropicana. No shots fired at Tropicana, and so is Aria negative for shots fired.
We've got these 2 rooms secure. We've got 1 suspect down, multiple firearms. This is definitely the point where the firing into the car.
749, I need medical for the Excalibur to come up to the North Valet,
Units be advised now we're getting shots fired at Caesars and the Bellagio.
Control 020.
Zebra 20.
We do not need anybody else up on this court, right? This room is clear. It has been cleared by SWAT with explosive breaches. We also had 1 SWAT officer that did fire negative injuries on anybody else. Just confirming, we have multiple firearms up here from where they were shooting out from. And we just have 1 suspect down at this point in time.
Do we have any updates on either Bellagio or Caesars? Do we have strike teams en route there?
Sheriff Joe Lombardo joining us live in studio for his first interview since the shooting took place 10 days ago. First of all, we thank you for being here, Sheriff. And from all of us at 8 News Now, we want to thank you. Your leadership and your guidance, I think it's provided so many in the community courage and solace and hope in these days. So we do want to say thank you to you.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. You know, the response was as quick as possible, and I don't think the response could have been any faster. Mr. Campos does not have a firearm. You can't expect an individual that is unarmed to go kick a door in and take care of business. And there's no SWAT team, proverbial SWAT team sitting in the basement of any hotel in the United States or in the world that could respond and take care of action. But you're right in the description of what took place. You know, my personal observation, numerous, hundreds of people fleeing the scene, but my personal observation were hundreds of officers going into the scene. And I think people need to remember that. There was nobody running along with the patrons in the opposite direction. They were all going, well, they were all running in the opposite direction, but not along with the patrons. They were running in to render aid and provide life safety.
During those first few confusing moments, it's panic. People don't know what to do. There are gunshots and ricochet and sounds coming from all over the place. You get reports of shooters at other hotels. You send officers all over the place, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's practice for us. That's protocol for us. We make assumptions that there's going to be more than one event when we encounter. That's what we train for. And that was the result of our trip to Mumbai as a result of what the terrorists did there. They had multiple locations intending to mess with or confuse the first responders and create as much havoc as they could. So with that in mind, that's how we train. You don't have an over-convergence of resources to one particular event. We did have officers responding from all directions and, you know, on duty, off duty, and the officers that were working the event to address that event. But we are also forming teams on the outside to address any other events as they may arise. And if you listen to the radio traffic when it gets released, it's evident that's what took place. So we got multiple calls. People were running away from the event. They were covered in blood. So people at the different locations was making assumptions. Maybe they were in a firefight there. And that's how they had the injuries. So there's a whole plethora of reasons why. But we had to respond to each one of those calls, ensure that there wasn't another shooter and there was another event taking place. We were able to quickly dispel those very fast because it would be important to do that very fast so you don't have your resources tied up addressing a larger event.
You see several videos online of people saying we had gunshots and glass broken at the Bellagio and people at Planet Hollywood, and there are no other gunshots that are not accounted for by Paddock, right? No,
no other gunshots. The only other gunshots in particular are ours. Earlier question was presented whether there was other suspects firing or whether we had fired, and I had said no. Yeah, directly related to that, to engaging an individual, the answer is no. But what it wasn't out in the public space, and I'm comfortable with talking about it, is we had an accidental discharge in the suspect's room. So we did an explosive breach on the first door, made entry, located the suspect who had committed suicide there, but we encountered a locked door adjacent to the main living area or living room area. You know, you have a bedroom off to one side and a bedroom off on the other side. Well, the bedroom off on the one side where the window was broken facing the fuel tanks, the door had been secured. So we did another explosive breach. And during that explosive breach, one of the officers had an accidental discharge. So nobody was injured, nothing else occurred from that. We're obviously going to do an internal investigation associated with that. So that was the only other shots that I'm aware of.
I'm not sure if you can answer this, but do you know how many shots were fired by him and how many shots he could have fired, what he was capable of doing?
Well, the best, I can't give you the exact number, but it was well over 1,000 from the room. and he had access to, I believe it was over 4,000 more rounds. So he had the ability to do a lot more harm. So.
Control 020.
020.
We do not need anybody else up on this clear break. This room is clear. It has been cleared by SWAT with explosive breaches. We also had one SWAT officer that did fire negative injuries on anybody else. Just because we have multiple firearms up here from where they were shooting out from. And we just have one suspect down at this point in time.
Among the 23 total rifles, or 23 guns recovered from the room, 4 were DDM-4s. There was also 3 FN-15 rifles. There was at least 1 AK-47 and a Colt AR-15.
The Surefire high-capacity magazine for 5.56 by 45 mm, .223 Remington ammunition, is available in the 100-round magazine and also available in a 60-round version, is compatible with M4, M16, and AR-15 variants and other firearms that accept standard Stanag 4179 magazines. Now, if I may, shall we take a quick look at the 100-round magazine in comparison to the 60-round magazine clip, in action and compare the difference?
Yeah. All right, here we go. One down.
Is the shooter ready?
Yes.
.51 seconds. Excellent. Go ahead and stage for the next evolution. We're going to have you fire 2 fully loaded Surefire 100-round high-capacity magazines. Do you understand the evolution, Greg?
Yes.
Okay, great. Shooter loaded, make ready. Is the shooter ready?
Yes.
Stand by. Make your weapon safe. Well, Greg, what do you think about that?
It's outstanding.
Awesome. Nice shooting. So your time on that string was 18.5 seconds. Time on the 730 round magazines, also shooting 200 rounds, was 37 seconds. So basically, in half the time, you were able to dump 200 rounds through that. What do you think? Is that something you would have liked to have had on your last deployment?
Absolutely. Getting that many rounds downrange on target is vital to winning the fight.
Here is a clip from the taxi driver video. We take an estimated bullet count to get an idea of the magazine sizes that the shooter is using during shooting. It is important to note that we have started counting where it is clear audio and free from echoes from surrounding buildings. We are not counting from the start of the shooter's firing spree.
Something's going on.
Something's going on.
And here is another count of long burst of continuous gunfire. We play the video at normal speed first.
Oh, shit. Seriously, I don't know what's going on.
Seriously, I don't know what's going on.
In this next burst of gunfire you can hear the rate of gunfire slowing down. Is this because of heat? Gun wearing out? Is this why so many guns? And another long burst I counted. Showing you the video at normal run speed first.
Alright, I'm leaving.
And another long burst I counted. Showing you the video at normal run speed first. Did that one just jam up or fail? As it sounded like it slowed down and then stopped. Still plenty left in the magazine. We just counted 95 first count, 100 second count, 93 third count, 100 fourth count, and then 45 with last count. 95 plus 100 plus 93 plus 100 plus 45 equals 433 shots fired. It is interesting to note that none of the volley of fire bursts are over the 100 rounds. This again proves they were shot from magazines and not belt-driven bullet feeds. Now, we shall take a look at the bus stop video and see our bullet count there. And now some more from the same video. And a shorter burst from the same video. And again another shorter burst from the same video.
Sparks or anything?
Was that another seized gun? It most certainly slowed down and then stopped. Okay. This bus stop video bullet count is 100 plus 100 plus 53 plus 44 equals 297. 2 100 round mags used here as well.
So there's been talk of trajectory. Here are the way bullet trajectories look, and obviously at 10 degrees, it's practically made a dent in some kind of armor plate, and at 90 degrees, you get the most perfectly round little hole. 80 degrees, basically still a perfectly round little hole. 70 is the first time you see any deformation. And so I was sitting there thinking at first, Mandalay Bay to that tanker, I mean, there must be a hole that would look more like this 40 degrees or something, but instead you've got one that's still really round, and I was like, oh, this is definitely a smoking gun, and that one's pretty round too. But then I pulled this up, and here's Mandalay Bay, and here are the tankers, and let's just do something really basic here. I'm going to bring it up right here, sketchpad. Okay, I'm gonna apply the ruler, and like I said, unfortunately the ruler really bust this being something more. So the out there that somewhere doesn't really matter. Okay, I've got about 11-degree angle. Earlier I had a 10 when I did this before. This time I get 11. It's a shot. Just take that off. It's a shot because of that distance, even though the Mandalay Bay is so much higher.
Firstly, if I may, I would like to thank the legendary HDRC FX Cornwall for these models and animated clips. He does do a fantastic and amazing job of these models. He is very good at what he does. Please visit his YouTube channel and check out his videos. Thank you again, HDRC FX Cornwall.
「」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」 . 」
」 .
Have you ever wondered how tough those glass windows have to be to withstand hurricane-type winds? Have you even pondered over the fact that it would take some force to break them? Not just to crack them but to actually break them fully open. Now hold on a minute. They are not testing the hardened glass with gunfire. I bet that gunfire would cut through it like a hot knife through butter. Maybe not. Gee, that is very hard glass. You can actually see the bullets penetrating through and hitting the soil behind the target. I guess that this also would be possible with the Mandalay Bay Hotel windows as well. The bullets may have still penetrated into the crowd through the window, and I guess if he kept on firing then the result may be as we see it. We are of course relying on the glass in the Mandalay Bay Hotel windows to be of the same glass strength and type. In this case, hurricane-proof. The four major impact-resistant glass types are identified by the laminate procedure or the window interlayer procedure. The PVB, polyvinyl butyryl, is the most widely used product in the impact glass market since it does great when impacted and absorbs the impact. The PVB with a layer of PET is a very tough product, but its manufacturing process is quite challenging, making it a less economically viable product. The Sentry Glass Plus is more expensive than PVB, normally used in some federal construction or specialized areas requiring bullet and bomb resistance glass. Finally, the resin laminates where a liquid is poured between two glass layers and allowed to cure. Hurricane-resistant windows are being manufactured with a polyvinyl membrane in the middle layer, capable of withstanding storm winds up to 200 miles per hour. These windows could also provide energy efficiency to your structure, including minimum sound disturbance and UV protection. They provide permanent protection against tornadoes, storms, and hurricane at any time. Its high strength prevents the glass from breaking up into large, sharp pieces. This type of window blocks 99% of transmitted UV light. Shatter-resistant film could be used as an alternative, but it is less effective and could possibly fail under extreme wind conditions. Much of the noise reduction properties of laminated glass come from the air space between two panes of the laminate, not from the vinyl layer itself. If the windows are installed without the benefit of these air spaces, then the noise reduction properties are greatly reduced. A laminated glass is used when the glass could be shattered, and they are designed with a heavy-duty aluminium frame. Manufacturers offer a wide variety of colors, being the blue the most expensive of them all. Except in this case where Las Vegas shines with Viracon's 24-karat gold-coated glass. The company applied an optically thin layer of gold to the second surface of insulating glass units enclosing the 45-story tower. Selected not only for dramatic aesthetics, the highly reflective coating lowers solar heat absorption. It also decreases light transmission from exterior to interior, reducing glare for building occupants. The Energy Conservation Code requires that impact-resistant windows must comply with maximum U factor of 0.75 or less, and solar heat gain coefficient, SHGC, between 0.30 or less. Impact-resistant windows have advanced to the point where they are thoroughly tested to withstand Category 5 wind conditions following the American Society for Testing and Materials, ASTM. Guidelines, E1886 and E1996. In all states, contractors should always check with local authorities to see if and how the provisions apply in their jurisdiction. As the manufacturer states, 3M safety and security window films are not bulletproof. These films are designed to deter entry. Most of you may not have noticed that here, in these alleged leaked images, there is a blue tube. You can see it on the ground behind the couch, in front of the suitcase. As we zoom in on the blue tube, we find because of the poor quality low-resolution pictures, we have a hard time seeing anything. But I found a few different images from the internet that helped see a little bit better with what we have. Notice the small white piece on the floor in front of the pillar. This is a mouthpiece for the blue tube that is for a CPAP breathing machine hose with a cloth cover, and a nose pillow breathing mask, used for people with sleep apnea. This blue hose is for a CPAP breathing machine. A blue hose with a cloth cover, and a nose pillow breathing mask, used by people with sleep apnea. Here is a blue hose similar. Note the white end piece, it is the same as the one in this picture. Here is a suitable mouthpiece for that type of machine. It looks very similar to the white piece on the floor, in front of the large purple pillar. If we zoom in a little right here, we can see what appears to be like a CPAP machine in the suitcase. If you look in this area right here, you can see again what appears to be a CPAP machine. Here is a similar machine to give you an idea of what I mean. The tube simply plugs into the top of the machine. I can see that the black object on top of the couch is another 100-round magazine. As we take a closer look at the door, we can clearly see bullet holes in the lower section of the fallen door. It is important to note that, as it is sitting here, it looks like the bullets went in through this way, but the door has actually been removed, turned around, and placed across the entrance like this. In saying that, we can clearly see the bullet holes that were shot from inside of the room. The shooter, using his cameras that he has set up to see exactly where the security guard was outside of his room, so fired to hit the security guard exactly where he was standing. The shooter also had a camera set up in the peephole of the main door, so he most certainly knew exactly where the security guard was standing. What about muzzle flash from the gun? There seems to be a lot going on here with this automatic AR-15.223 caliber rounds. But what I want to show you is a single-shot muzzle flash from a .308 caliber gun, like the flash that is happening here. Especially the flashes through the window here. Again, this is a single-shot muzzle flash from a .308 caliber rifle. Please take a good look at these flashes, as I want you to remember the shape of the flame, especially how the flames shape around the window. And then the side-on shots, that shows how it throws that flame out a fair way from the end of the gun. And a well spread out flame. Imagine how this would reflect if you were shooting out of a mirrored glass window, like the Mandalay Bay windows. I mean, you would see the reflection everywhere around the window frame itself, right? It would even possibly look bigger than it actually is because of all of the reflection. It would light up the area pretty well. And it would definitely protrude out of the window area through the broken out glass. But, please remember, the shape of the end of this flame. From this particular single-shot .308 caliber gun. Why? Why am I showing you this? I am glad that you asked. Remember how quick that muzzle flash was that you just watched from that last example from the gun. I mean, it was only for a split second, so you need to obviously be quick at normal video run speed. But never mind, we do slow it down up ahead for you. Just remember, in real time, you are looking for this. Ready? That there is a helicopter taxi light that flashes once, in the Mandalay Bay Hotel background. This is just after we see the flash from the room 32134 window. Now, let's let the original video footage run for a short bit. You should start looking now, around that area for the flash. Again, the flash is just before you see the helicopter light flash. That, most certainly looks like it is protruding out from the building. Yes, it is most certainly not a reflection, as it is again sticking out from the building. We have just taken a snapshot of this flash. Let's zoom in. And then drop it in Adobe software. We then drop the brightness level and increase the contrast a little, and look what we have. I would say, in my opinion, that my friend, S. Wheeler, is right, and that is a flame or flash from a gun muzzle out of the window. But let's not take my opinion alone, we shall now go deeper into it. Here is the first of two images that I found useful as an overlay to the original flash image still shot, that we just captured. I adjusted the building image overlay to a similar angle of the bottom image, as the bottom image from the original film was offset at an angle, as you can see. I think that is pretty close, don't you? It is not the exact same angle precisely, but it most certainly gives you a very good idea of the location of the flash in comparison to the room 32134 and room 32135 broken windows used here as a reference. Let's try again with a different image overlay. I had to do the same thing and angle the image to roughly the same angle as the bottom image again, as shown here. I would say again, that looks spot on, to me. right where the gun muzzle flash would be expected to be seen from that room. It is very difficult to tell in this video, playing at normal speed. But I will point something out here. In the short footage just shown I recorded this information. At the time 11:25 and 13 seconds I can see the flash, which equals instant light travel. At the time 11:26 and 57 seconds I hear the bang sound of the gun or flash source equals 1.44 seconds later. Sound travels at approximately 340 meters per second. 1125.33 foot per second, 767 miles per hour, or 1235 kilometers per hour. So 340 meters per second times by 1.44 seconds equals 489.6. As 1.44 seconds is how long the sound took to travel to the person holding the phone camera recorder after the flash, where they were, which is according to our calculations around the 489.6 meters away, 1606.2992 foot. As a guess, as a rough guess. Here is the footage again. You see the flash, then 1.44 seconds later you hear the single gunshot ring out. I will try and play it over a few times for you. Keep an eye out for this lady in the black dress, as she walks past. Just as she starts coming towards us, and raises her hand, with the white phone in it, this is right on where the flash is. Ready, here she comes. Now look up for the flash. To help you, I will put up a yellow marker like this so you know when to watch for the flash. We will try and count as well. Are you ready? During construction of Project Paradise, engineers with Nicholson Construction discovered that there was unacceptable vertical movement between the central tower and hotel wings that could cause structural damage. The tower was sinking 1/2 to 3/4 inches a week, and the wings were sinking at a slower rate. Construction was halted, and Mandalay Bay had 500 micropiles sunk below its structure to stabilize it. Mandalay Bay opened on March 2, 1999. Dan Aykroyd, Jim Belushi and John Goodman were grand marshals for a parade of motorcycles that came through the front doors of the resort. The final cost of the project was $950 million. As the southernmost resort on the Strip, the towering 43-story resort makes an impression on tourists driving to Las Vegas from California. As with all of the Las Vegas resorts, it was designed to impress. Within the hotel, 5 floors are actually the AAA 5-diamond Four Seasons Hotel. 3 floors contain only penthouses. In a deal that began late in 2003, the MGM Mirage purchased Mandalay Bay for $7.9 billion in June 2004. Not only is the MGM Mirage a resort itself, but the corporation, NYSE, MGM, owns 15 properties in Nevada, Mississippi and Michigan, and has controlling interest in 5 other properties in Nevada, New Jersey, Illinois and Macau. The merger created a company that owned a majority of the hotels in Las Vegas and 40% of the slot machines. I would like to thank all of the people who have liked my channel NSERVE, and subscribed. This keeps my channel fresh and always looking for exciting fresh and new content to show you kind people. If I may suggest checking out some of my uploaded videos, as they have all helped evolve into the content I am currently uploading to my channel. I upload a video and you people put comments down and help steer myself towards the truth. You provide excellent links to proof and evidence for myself to pursue. There are many who have left abuse and very negative comments, but that is the minority compared to the good healthy food for thought that the major majority have left to help my travels. Please keep up the good work and keep NSERVE honest and truthful with only truth content. You all are good people and we will find the truth sooner rather than later. May God bless all.